Hello and welcome to the Elsie Smith Show. My guest today is Robert Burlinson, and the topic is I Feel Fine, How to Ground and Protect Yourself. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's great to be on the show. Thanks, Elsie.
Robert first trained as an integrative counselor, and then he did a 5-year training in crystals and subtle energy at the Vibrational Healing Foundation in London, where he gained the qualification of subtle energy medicine specialist. At various times, he's also studied sound healing, astrology, and shamanism. In 2013, he founded the Academy of Inner Resonance, a school of subtle energy healing and inner development. Robert, how did you start working with energy healing?
That's a very good question. Well, in a nutshell, to be honest, when I was younger, I was always interested in things like what happens after we die and astrology and subtle energy. It was always there, but I didn't realize that I would end up working with it. I received quite a few energy healings, spiritual healings in my 20s, early 30s, and crystal healings. And I found they made a big difference in how I felt. So because of that, I was interested in training myself. And I was lucky enough to find the Vibration Healing Foundation. A big impact was also spending time up in Findhorn, the Findhorn Foundation in Scotland. Yes. So a very spiritual community. And I first went there in 2002, and I found that that really speeded up my development. And it opened me up, and I got very interested then in furthering my own development by working with energy. In a nutshell.
So we're talking about spiritual protection today. What is spiritual protection and why would we need it?
Well, there's different sorts of protection. But okay, so a big thing is a lot of people may find that they're drained when they're chatting to friends or maybe if they're out in London or whatever city they're in. Likewise, people who work with the medical profession or counsellors or anybody who deals with the public in some way, there's a possibility afterwards they may feel drained or even take on the symptoms of the people who they're speaking to. So what it is, we have an energy field. Unless you take care of it, and which is grounding yourself, protecting it, then you will take on this the energy of other people. And that's not good for us. And it happens all the time. People don't realize it. So spiritual protection, what you can call spiritual protection, is just protecting your energy field so that it's strong and strengthened, so you don't take on the patterns of other people. In terms of people who are working with energy, so energy healers, anybody like that, it's very important because you could also burn out if you don't protect your energy field. If you're taking on the symptoms of others, you won't last. You won't last very long at all. It's not good. Not good. There are stories of specialists who they're training one thing. They work as a specialist in an area of healing or health. And then they manifest the symptoms of specialists of whatever they're treating. They end up manifesting those same symptoms. That's a classic example of they're not protected. Eventually, they take on the patterns of other people. That's spiritual protection.
So, and what is the difference between spiritual protection and grounding?
So grounding is very much about being in the moment and being present. So being here. So without being fully grounded, somebody can't ever really take hold of their life and manifest anything. So if you're not grounded, you're not in the present. And to be honest, you'll never probably with your life. It's a part of being healthy and also to help you to anchor. If you're a healer or something, the more grounded you are, the higher you can go safely, the more you can work with energy.
So is the easiest way to ground yourself to increase your psychic protection?
Well, I think the easiest way, to be honest, is just to sit in a chair, close your eyes, and imagine you're in a forest or in a field of flowers, but there's trees nearby. And just imagine the roots going from the soles of your feet deep down into the earth, just like tree roots, and really focus on them. What color are they? Are they thick? Are they thin? Could you get them down further? Could you strengthen them at all? Yeah, very simple, but just do that and then come back and how do you feel? And maybe do that quite a few times over a period of time. So really practical ways, to be honest, is things like physical exercise, swimming, spending time in nature, Tai Chi, martial arts, things like that. Anything that helps you to fully connect with the earth, fully be here, present in your body. Physical activity, yeah. Using the breath, yeah. Working with the breath.
And yoga?
Yoga's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, definitely. Eating earthy foods, healthy earthy food, like foods that grow from the earth. Also practically wearing colors like browns, blacks, dark green, any earthy colors, autumnal colors. To be honest, it should make sense, what our grounding colors, what's earthy. It's the colors of the earth, it's the deeper colors of nature. It connects you, it helps you to be here, be present in the body.
Now, this might be a silly question, but you mentioned that different types of exercise that would ground you to the earth.
Yeah.
And in that you included swimming.
Yeah.
How does swimming ground you? Because you don't touch the ground when you swim.
True, but I suppose you're in the element of water, but also to me, swimming makes you very connected to your body, because you have to be to swim. It's like you can't sort of dither off, and you might just start sinking. So to me, using all the muscles of your body, you're very energized. So to me, it's a way of being in touch with your the physical aspect of who you are.
Yeah, being a swimmer myself, it makes complete sense, because you have to focus on your breathing all the time.
Exactly.
And it's also, for me, being a fire sign, it's being part of the element of water.
Yeah, definitely. Just to say something else I haven't said, a huge one for me personally that really works is gardening. If I do gardening for a day, I feel so different afterwards, and it's a shock. I'm like, wow, okay, now I'm earthed, now I'm grounded. I really wasn't before, and that's all. So it's for anybody. It's for them to see for themselves. It's not for me to say anything. It's for somebody to take it away and think, okay, what's the difference before and after? And then I know how I feel. So So
it's about trying out different things and experiencing and feeling the before and after.
Definitely, it's the same with all energy work for me. All the crystals that I teach, it's not something that's mental. It's something that you should experience and know for yourself. And then it's real. You feel the benefits, and you're like, wow, this stuff actually works. And that's very different to having it up here in your head and believing something.
Indeed. And what different things will work for different people.
Yeah, different. And also that some people are more fragile. Some people might have been through something traumatic, which is the reason perhaps that they're not grounded. Because obviously if you experience something in life that's more painful, part of you doesn't want to be here. So in those cases, it might be that somebody just needs to gently bring themselves back. So for example, with crystals, you wouldn't use a crystal that would, because you can use crystals for grounding as well. You wouldn't use a crystal that would suddenly yank them back. You'd use something very gentle just to help them come back bit by bit. Yeah, there's different levels of grounding, of anchoring yourself. To be honest, it's like having a ship's anchor,
Yeah. You were referring to crystals. What is it in a crystal that helps you to get grounded?
Okay, well, it's partly to do with the color of the crystal. So all the crystals that are the darker ones, whether they're black, brown, dark green, very dark yellow, reds, partly because of that color vibration, they help to anchor your energy field. Also the heavy ones, crystals very heavy, like galena, that's lead, so that's actually very heavy. Another one is, tiger iron, that's quite a heavy crystal. Hematite, it's silvery and gold ones can also ground. So it's partly the weight of them, partly the color, partly how opaque they are. But again, the best thing to do is to try them. So you walk around for a few hours, with a grounding crystal. How do you feel afterwards? You should feel very different.
You said that you need to walk around with the crystal.
Yeah,
do you just hold it in your hand?
Yeah, you can absolutely. You could actually just hold it in your hand for 5-10 minutes or longer, see how you feel. I mean, when I say walk around, it's because sometimes I will put one in my pocket. If I'm going out into London or something, okay, I'm going to need some grounding here. Or if I'm doing a talk, or if I'm doing an interview with somebody like yourself, okay, I better put one in my pocket. So yeah, just have it on your person. Check how you feel, because all the crystals have different qualities. So as well as grounding, they'll also have something else to them. And like I said, we're all different, and every day we're different as well. So you might need a different crystal. It might change every week, or for each person, they need a different crystal to ground them, because somebody might need something that's quite a middle range one, like a red jasper or a carnelian. Somebody else might need something like hematite to really, you know, anchor them much more. Somebody else might need something like red calcite, which is very gentle, or amber. Amber's not technically a crystal, but we use it in crystal healing, and that also can.
Amber can anchor, you said.
Yeah, anchor. So helps somebody just to be in the moment. I mean, if you're doing any sort of like, anyways, meditation, energy work, even if you're reading about spiritual stuff, you can naturally start to kind of raise your vibration, and you're not quite in the physical as much. Especially if you're doing energy work and you walk out the door, you know, if somebody does a class of healing, you walk out the door, you're not grounded. If it's a busy road, or you're not watching where you're going, you're not in the physical. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. So it's really important that you always bring yourself back after doing any sort of work, that is raising your vibration or making you aware of higher, you know, higher awareness in whatever way.
Which color would be the best to use for grounding?
Well, like I said, any of the blacks, browns, reds, orange, deep green, we're all different. You know, sometimes I might feel like I need something like a bloodstone, which is a dark green crystal with a bit of red in it. But it's very sort of very friendly energy, very supportive. And other times I might need tiger's eye, which is a golden crystal, and that is more uplifting. But also that can actually help protect the energy field if you've got like an interview, or as in like if you've got a difficult boss or something. Tiger's eye is your crystal, because it kind of gives you more confidence, and it can protect you on an everyday level with human beings.
Yeah. Does the structure of the crystal make any difference in terms of grounding and protection? Yes,
it does. Classically, there's 7 crystal systems, and one of them is cubic. So literally all the crystals that are cubic have the lattices inside the crystal are in the shape of cubes. As an example of that, iron pyrite, the crystal actually forms cubic crystals, so you can really see this. It's beautiful, little cubes. So anything that's cubic, because the cube is the shape of the material world, is a very solid structure, will help to anchor on some level. So a lot of grounding crystals happen to be cubic. There are also crystals that aren't cubic, such as those in the quartz family. They're called something called trigonal, but still a lot of them will also ground. But that's probably more to do with the color. Some of them have iron in, things like that, just to anchor the energy field. You know what, it's huge. The more you know.
What is your view on wearing jewelry? For example, if I wear a peridot or a garnet is red. If I wear a particular crystal all the time as part of jewelry, what impact would that have? Would that be good for me, bad for me, indifferent at times?
Okay, well, for me anyway, at the deepest level in history, actually we wore jewelry because we were aware of its energetic properties. So, you know, why do we wear it in the ear? It's the acupuncture points. Why do we wear it on the chest, around the heart? So I think we've lost that with jewelry. On some level, there's an understanding that if you're in a normal state of consciousness, just in that normal state of consciousness, you're not channeling energy, you're wearing jewelry, it's fine. You know, so you can wear different things. Having said that, I've had people on courses who we've done a particular crystal, we studied it, and they've been wearing it as jewelry, and they suddenly realized they don't like the energy. They've realized they liked a different energy. When they've then took the jewelry off, they've realized that jewelry has been affecting them for months, and they had no awareness of it. So there, I mean, it was like a revelation. So I think if somebody's sensitive, to me, you will pick up on the energy, whether you're aware of it or not. But having said that, maybe intuitively anyway, we're attracted to certain pieces of jewelry because we need them. You know, maybe you wear peridot, because actually you think on some level, you're thinking, actually, I do need this energy. You know, or to say, clean them. So big thing about wearing crystals, as well as working with them with energy, you always need to clear them because they absorb. So if you're wearing jewelry all the time, you do need to clean it regularly. What that means is, so some crystals are okay in water, You can use sound. You can put them in the moonlight. That's safe for all of them. What else? Sage, things like that. You know, if it ever looks grubby or it's not shining as much, or, you know, or even some people could say it feels sticky when they put their hand over it. That's when it's not clean. That's when it needs cleaning. So it's really important. Gold, and everybody seems to wear a lot of gold, it can absorb a lot of crap. So that needs cleaning regularly. So if it ever looks not just a physical cleaning, but energetically, it's really important.
And how would I, you said you can put all crystals in the moonlight. Yeah,
all of them are fine in moonlight, whereas some will fade in sunlight. So rose quartz will fade in sunlight, amethyst will fade, fluorite will fade. A lot of ones you can't put in water if they've got any metal in them. Whereas things like sage, you can do all of them with, you know, burn some sage, they clean anything. It's not going to harm any of them. Sound, if you've got like a Tibetan bowl or tingshuls or something, or bells, any bells, or even drums, rattles, you know, the important thing is your intent, jewelry or the crystals with the sound, then it will.
You also use Bach remedies for grounding and protection.
Yeah. Clematis is the Bach remedy for grounding and for protection. So the Bach remedies for protection, walnut actually strengthens the energy field. So if you're going through a lot of change, walnut's excellent. The other one is aspen, because aspen, if you ever get that feeling there's something out the corner of your eye, or there's a bit sort of psychic-y stuff going on, nightmares, then aspen is the remedy. So also, I just want to mention the protective crystals. These work because of the color primarily. So the colors of the protective crystals are all those which has the highest frequency. So literally violet, white light, indigo, these all vibrate the fastest within the color spectrum. And in the same way, they protect the energy field because of the vibration. It raises the vibration of the energy field. Things like amethyst, very spiritual crystal, lapis lazuli, and can connect to ancient wisdom, and it is a very ancient crystal. We've been using it for thousands upon thousands of years. Turquoise is also a very profound crystal. You can kind of see things from a bigger picture, I feel, also related to communication and ancestral stuff. You've got sodalite, can help to ground the mind, also has some protective qualities. Tiger's eye is protecting the energy field on an everyday level from people, whereas hawk's eye, that's blue tiger's eye, that protects your energy field from kind of psychic stuff, more subtle stuff that you can't see. And also just to say, the proof, as always, is for you to find out. So, you know, work with the ones that you feel strengthen your energy field. So maybe carry it around for a day or in your pocket or meditate with it. See which one feels best for you. That's how you know. There's also ways to know that you're not protected.
What would that be?
Well, nightmares, having a lot of nightmares. If you've got a feeling that there's something not quite right, or you're having bad luck, even things like you don't notice it, but you could be having more arguments with your partner or anything like that, if it's out of the ordinary. Because obviously, normal life, you have relationships, things happen. But if there's just something like a shift, if you're with people and you find that you very easily copy them, you take on their mannerisms, you take on their accents, then that suggests your energy field needs some protection. Also, I just want to say something very simple you can do for protection is just visualize that you have an egg all around you, over your head, underneath you into the earth, a complete egg front and back. You can see through it. And on the outside of that egg, you could imagine there's something reflective like silver or gold. On the inside of the egg, you could see the walls all around you as being the colour of amethyst or lapis or maybe white light. These are all very protective. And if you think it needs strengthening, you can thicken the walls of your egg. If there's any bits missing, fill it in with polyfiller or whatever comes to your imagination. Energy follows thought. Whatever you imagine, you are creating energetically. And yeah, see how you feel once you've done that. Before and after, that's what's important. And if you find it really helps you, then you can practice it regularly. I find it really helps me.
There's a lot being said about electromagnetic frequencies and Wi-Fi interfering with our energy fields. Is that real? Is that the real danger?
Yes, yeah. I mean, everything is energy, everything's vibration. And, you know, now in modern life, we're exposed to so many different forms of vibrations and energy flying through us all the time, from the wireless to, you know, the pylons outside, whatever. My awareness is for myself, I'm very sensitive to it, so I can feel it. I know a lot of people who can as well. So yes, we do need protection from it, because there's not much we can do about it at the moment. So there are crystals, for example, which black tourmaline shawl is the one that you can use, because it's very dense and it will absorb the electromagnetic frequencies, the EMFs from things like your wireless. So if you put a bit by the wireless where your internet stuff is, I've got a piece on my laptop at the back of it right now. I hope it's not interfering with the signal. You can also have a little bit on the mobile phone. So yeah, so that's the classic one that will absorb. It's very dense. Black tourmaline is a very dense crystal. So if you look at it, it's black. It's heavy, it's very solid, and it feels dense. When I teach crystals, I don't tell people what they are. We put one crystal down, we all sense the energy together, and we compare notes. When I've talked with black tourmaline before, I learned a good lesson, because at one point I wasn't barely able to teach or even think. And then I realized the crystal's so dense, it felt like we'd all gone down in the earth. And I couldn't even access my higher thoughts. I was like, what the heck's going on? I put too much down, because it's very dense. It really anchors. Great for EMFs, not great for teaching.
Okay, that's good to know. Robert, this has been really interesting. If people want to get hold of you, they can do that through your website, which is innerresonance.org.
Yeah, www.inner-resonance.org. Yeah, brilliant, thanks. So yes, so the school is the Academy of Inner Resonance, and it runs a 2-year diploma course in crystal and energy healing that's based in Godalming in Surrey, and it's accredited by the Federation of Subtle Energy Medicine. And we also run introduction to crystal healing days throughout the year, and also days that deal with experiential astrology and crystals. So yes, so the school is the Academy of Inner Resonance, and it runs a 2-year diploma course in crystal and energy healing that's based in Godalming in Surrey, and it's accredited by the Federation of Subtle Energy Medicine. And we also run introduction to crystal healing days throughout the year, and also days that deal with experiential astrology and crystals.
Robert, this has been really interesting. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your wisdom.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
And we'll see you again next Sunday at same time, same place, 4 o'clock UK time. Thank you and goodbye.